AskReddit by author Miglet 2. Serious, what's a movie that disturbed the fuck out of you? Attention, serious, tag notice. Jokes, puns, and off-topic comments are not permitted. https://www.reddit.com/r//wiki/wiki_rule_6- in any comment parent or child. Parent comments that aren't from the target group will be removed, along with their child replies. Report comments that violate these rules. Posts that have few relevant answers within the first hour, and posts that are not appropriate for the serious tag will be removed. Consider doing an AMA request instead. Thanks for your cooperation and enjoy the discussion. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit. Message compose $r AskReddit if you have any questions or concerns. When I was a kid, Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit gave me nightmares. Straight up murders a cartoon shoe in front of our innocent eyes ? Jacob's Ladder. Feeling like you were also becoming insane as the viewer freaked me out. One of my favorite horror movies. Thank you for mentioning this one. I fully agree. I think they pioneered the blurry shaking head. I use the ice bath wisdom to bring my son's 104 temperature down. Kids. I first watched Kids when I was the age of all the characters in it. It fucked me up so hard. Watership Down. It's a cartoon. It's got bunnies in it. Oh dear god. The gassing of the Warren was the worst for me. I think the part that messed me up was that happy bunny place where they just didn't mind being sacrificed. 7. But only because someone had told me that it's a comedy. Sloth guy jump scare got me good, lol. Johnny got his gun. I was bedridden with a serious injury at the time. It was a bad idea. This is the only movie ever directed by the famously blacklisted screenwriter Dalton Trumbo, the man who also wrote the novel, Johnny Got His Gun. Featuring Donald Sutherland as Jesus. The pink elephant scene in Dumbo still haunts me. That part bothers me, but not nearly as much as seeing Mrs. Jumbo ripped away from Dumbo. I last watched it about 10 years ago and sobbed my fucking eyes out and then had to watch My Little Pony so I could get myself together again. Audition. The gentleman is holding multiple auditions for a potential suitor. And he chooses the most chill and relaxing girl who just seems like she is cool. Then when he calls her, we just see a phone on the floor with her just sitting next to it staring at it. Chills. Then the bag in the background starts to wiggle with a person obviously in it. Fucking psychopaths, dude. I remember watching a top 100 horror films type thing on TV a long time ago and Rob Zombie was a commentator. He said that Audition was one of the few movies that actually disturbed him. So that says a lot. I watched it with a friend years after that and we were definitely cringing. 2 scenes from 2 movies. 1. The miscarriage birthing scene of A Deer from Love on Triers Antichrist. It's a very interesting, dark film that could use another viewing, but I can't see that scene again. 2. The scene in Errors Ahead when the cooked chicken on a plate starts coming alive. I get shudders thinking about how disturbing that was to me. Oldboy. The only Korean movie I've watched, fucked my brain up in ways I never thought a movie could. Psychological thriller at its best. I love the OG so much, but god, that twist just leaves you feeling a visceral ick for days. You will probably laugh. Mine's Poltergeist, 1984. I was 14 and after that movie I never left the TV turned on after 11 PM. The screen's noise. Nowadays every channel is 24/7. I saw Poltergeist when I was 10. The sound of her cries of mommy coming from the TV gave me nightmares for weeks. Still gives me the shivers just thinking about it. But it was an amazing movie. Not so much the whole movie as a single scene in it, but the death of the medic in Saving Private Ryan. Nothing in a movie before or since has bothered me that much, and I legitimately couldn't even tell you why other than the acting from the guy playing the medic is just a little too real. To this day when that part comes up I will get up and leave the room. I cannot sit there and listen to it. Hell, I'm tearing up right now just thinking about it, and I haven't even seen that part in 10 years. Edit. I'm kind of glad to know I'm not the only one that scene fucks with. Also thanks everybody for giving me the actor's name. Man did such a good job, it's a shame I never knew who he was. The scene where the US soldier slowly gets stabbed has stuck with me. Event Horizon is the only movie to ever give me nightmares. Not sure why, but that movie freaks me out. I like to think of Event Horizon, Pandorum and Sunshine as being a loose trilogy of space nightmares. The baby dying and walking on the ceiling in Trainspotting haunted me for months. Saw Trainspotting at my mum's, and we saw that scene. She got up, put her coat on, and walked out. It physically upset her. Hereditary. The car scene fucked me up as someone with a younger brother. That scene where he just goes to bed and hopes it'll work itself out in the morning. It's so stupid but something so common with teens. His mom screaming in the morning, so damn chilling. A Fire in the Sky. The flashback of Travis waking up on the alien ship, that whole sequence scared the hell out of me. The Descent. Creepy ass film had me on the edge of my seat all the while through. The Road messed me up for a while. Particularly the cellar scene. The Book was worse. Threads and Scum. Threads always bothered me because of a simple detail. It was the windows. Seriously, the windows were broken when the bombs fell, which makes sense. But then the movie goes 20 years into the future and the windows are still broken. After 20 years, the windows are still broken, which says how society has collapsed when something as simple as windows are broken decades later and nobody can fix them. 8mm. Fucked me up for a long time. 8mm, Hostel series and a Serbian film. My friend told me they were worth watching. I'm starting to think either I'm a pussy or he's a freak. Those were hard to watch. Contagion. I watched it in late March 2020. Not sure why I did that to myself. I watched Contagion while on a plane. That was a bad choice. Girl in the Basement. I didn't watch it all, but what I did watch was enough for me to swear it off for as long as I live. It's about the true story, to my knowledge, of a girl being trapped in her father's storm shelter against her will for weeks on end. She's saw by her father and her mother stands by and does nothing. Never watching the full thing. True story. Her name is Elizabeth Fritzl. She was kept in that basement for 24 years. She gave birth in that cellar 7 times. She was raped over 3,000 times. She was released at 42 years old. The mother claimed not to have known the entire time. Tusk. Lol, this is the one. I've seen way worse, but there's just something unsettling about it, lol. Such a strange movie. I think about that one often. A Clockwork Orange is pretty disturbing. That, and Requiem for a Dream are 2 movies that I've seen, and I'm glad to have seen, but will never watch again. I guess the best way to describe it is that I didn't dislike the films, but I disliked watching the films, if that makes sense.